You may have seen instant cold packs being used on injuries to minimize swelling. Cold packs can become as cold as 0 degrees Celsius instantly. Instant heat packs are also employed to ease muscle strains and cramps. They can instantly reach temperatures as high as 90 degrees Celsius. Both heat packs and ice packs use chemical reactions to produce their effects. What exactly is going on in these packs? All the processes that take place in nature are accompanied by energy changes. Many of these energy changes are imperceptible. Whenever one form of energy disappears, an equivalent amount of energy is created in other forms. Energy changes also occur during chemical reactions. When water is mixed with calcium oxide or quicklime, heat energy is produced. Reactions in which heat is released are exothermic reactions. Is combustion of fuels an exothermic reaction? Why? Combustion of methane is an exothermic reaction because heat energy is released. Combustion is a chemical reaction in which a substance reacts rapidly with oxygen with the production of light and heat. Exothermic reactions can be used to make a fire without using matches or a lighter. When a few drops of glycerine are placed into a hollow in a pile of potassium permanganate, an exothermic reaction occurs. The glycerine starts boiling, giving off smoke, and eventually producing a flame. Let us see what happens when two solid compounds, ammonium nitrate and barium hydroxide octahydrate, are mixed vigorously. Sprinkle water on a small block of wood and allow the flask to stand on it for some time. After some time, the flask gets stuck to the wooden block. Why? As the reaction proceeds, the temperature drops to such extents that even the water on the wooden block freezes. Ice can be seen on the bottom of the flask. This reaction absorbed a lot of heat from its surroundings. It is an example of an endothermic reaction. Now observe the decomposition of mercury 2 oxide. The chemical process takes place only when the test tube is heated constantly. Is this an example of an endothermic reaction? Yes, an endothermic reaction is a reaction in which energy is absorbed. Endothermic reactions absorb energy either in the form of heat, electricity, or light. The heat packs and ice packs also use chemical reactions to produce their effects. The cold or heat pack is activated by breaking the seal on the pouch of water and shaking the pack vigorously. This action mixes the water with the chemical inside the pack, and an endothermic or exothermic reaction takes place. Take some white silver chloride in a china dish. Place an object on it and then expose it to bright light or place it in sunlight for some time. What do you observe? White silver chloride turns gray in sunlight. This is due to the decomposition of silver chloride into silver and chlorine by light. This is an example of a photochemical reaction. Photochemical reactions are used in black and white photography. The devastation caused by fires in terms of loss of property and life is not easy to quantify. In order to extinguish any fire, it is important to understand the conditions essential for burning. If any of these conditions are removed, then the fire is extinguished. The most important requirement of a fire is the presence of a combustible substance. A combustible substance burns in the presence of oxygen, which is a supporter of combustion. A non-combustible substance does not burn. Why do we gently blow air to help a substance catch fire? By blowing air, we provide more oxygen to the combustible substance and help it to burn easily. Another essential condition for burning is the presence of oxygen, or air. Therefore, we can smother a fire by cutting off its supply of oxygen. Fire extinguishers work on the same principle. The foam envelops the flames. Without the presence of oxygen, the fire dies out. The foam of the fire extinguishers serves another purpose. It cools the burning substance and brings down the temperature. Let us explore the link between burning and temperature. If we open the gas burner, the combustion does not start on its own. We have to initiate the reaction by a spark generator or by putting a lighted match near the burner. This is because every combustible substance has a minimum temperature at which it starts burning. This is known as its ignition temperature. We know that wood is a combustible substance. Then, why does a log of wood not catch fire from a burning matchstick? Water is often used to extinguish ordinary fires. It rapidly brings down the temperature by absorbing massive amounts of heat as it turns into water vapor. In this way, water cools the surroundings and prevents the fire from spreading. The water vapor also displaces the oxygen from the surrounding air and further helps in smothering the fire. Armed with the knowledge of how things burn, can you make a balloon fireproof? A surprising thing happens when a balloon filled with water is held over a candle flame. The balloon does not burst. The water inside the balloon absorbs the heat quickly and keeps the temperature of the balloon lower than its ignition point.